Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Labor officials announced this week that the territory's current unemployment rate has triggered extended unemployment benefits. The total unemployment rate has reached 7%, triggering Tier 2 and Tier 3 benefits. News 2's Erica Parsons explains.
Extended emergency unemployment benefits are back within sight. Starting next week, unemployment claimants who've exhausted Tier 1 and Tier 2 benefits and are still eligible can establish Tier 2 and 3 again. Labor Commissioner Albert Bryan announced Wednesday that the VI's unemployment rate jumped to 7%. By law, that triggered an additional 23 weeks of the Emergency Unemployment Compensation Benefits, or EUC. There are 4 tiers of EUC once a claimant has exhausted their regular benefits. Tier 1 is available in all states and provides an additional 14 weeks of benefits. The other tiers are only available based on the state's unemployment rate. If the unemployment rate is 6% or higher, Tier 2 is triggered for an additional 14 weeks. Tier 3 is activated if the state's unemployment rate is 7% or higher. That provides an additional 9 weeks. The final tier gives 10 more weeks of benefits, but only when the unemployment rate climbs to 9% and higher. Commissioner Bryan says although this seems like good news for many claimants, they should still be actively looking for work and using the department's resources to do so. Bryan says it's more important to secure a job than to depend on the unemployment wage claimants have gotten accustomed to. He says that extended benefits can be unpredictable and the department could always trigger back off. In the meantime, unemployed residents will continue to receive reemployment and workforce development services to help prepare them for going back to work, as well as even greater job opportunities. Erica Parsons, News 2.
Now, labor officials say people who may have been cut off from the Emergency Unemployment Compensation Program should receive an application shortly. These are claimants who previously exhausted their benefits. The application will be mailed within the next week to determine eligibility. Claimants can submit their completed applications via email to eucstx@vidol.gov on St. Croix. On St. Thomas and St. John, those applications can be emailed to eucstT@vidol.gov. The 30th legislature met today to discuss a number of bills, including Bill number 30-0086. Senators Craig Barshinger and Senator Diane Capehart expressed concerns.
I am concerned about the fact that it says this bill will allow for a mobile food trailer to remain stationary, and the variance was supported by DPNR. It was objected to by one non-resident owner, and I am concerned about a number of aspects of this bill. As a result, because my policy is to never support rezoning over others who are neighbors, I'm going to abstain on this bill. There are too many unanswered questions, and I'm concerned that we would be creating a precedent in the territory to allow mobile food trailers to remain stationary, which is a regulatory issue that is not intended by this.
I am from St. Croix. I was elected in St. Croix. I cannot watch individuals come to me and say, I lost my job because of some smoke that's in the area from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday or Saturday, whatever. And I look at gross receipts tax not coming back into our coffers. I look at a business that would close. We need more places to eat on St. Croix. So, you know, I see we have a lot of tension here today, but I ask my colleagues to support this because it's not really something that big. But I was voting based on my conscience that this was affecting individuals in that area is why I voted against it. But I ask you to reconsider, if you voted no, to support this business today.
On Thursday, the Public Finance Authority's Executive Director, Angel Dawson, appeared before senators to talk about the territory's public debt and the authority's operation. Dawson did not present a proposed budget for the PFA for fiscal year 2014. The agency usually meets in August to consider and approve its upcoming fiscal budget. That budget is not provided from the VI's general fund. Dawson told senators the authority's 2013 operating budget was $6.2 million, which was down almost $1 million from the previous year. The PFA helps the VI government meet its fiscal obligations and raise money for essential public projects. WAPA's customers can expect to see slightly lower rates starting July 1st. The Daily News reported that the Public Services Commission voted Thursday to lower the Levelized Energy Adjustment Clause, or LEAC, to just over 40 cents per kilowatt hour. That's down from the current rate of just over 41 cents per kilowatt hour. That's not the filing WAPA officials asked for. WAPA asked to raise the LEAC on electric costs to almost 44.5 cents per kilowatt hour. The new electric rates will result in an average savings of $3.99 for households. WAPA officials did ask to drop the water rates by about 9%, but they didn't get approval for that. The water rates will still go down, but instead of a monthly saving of almost $7, ratepayers will see a monthly reduction of $5.50. A new code-share agreement between Seabourn and American Airlines will give customers access to more Caribbean destinations. This week, American began placing their code on Seabourn Airlines in 6 different markets that connect with their online service, with their own service. This will give customers access to 6 Caribbean destinations with nonstop service from Puerto Rico. Those places are Vieques, Tortola, Beef Island, Virgin Gorda, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Melville Hall, Dominica. Members of the American Airlines Advantage program will be able to earn miles on the code-share flights operated by American. Well, President Obama arrived in South Africa Friday. He's on a previously scheduled trip to a country that is now focused on the failing health of its former president, Nelson Mandela. Outside a hospital in Pretoria, Mandela supporters sang and prayed for his recovery. Airborne Air Force One, the president said, he wasn't sure if he'll meet up with Mandela. He said that's up to Mandela's family and that he doesn't want to be a distraction. Hundreds of demonstrators protested President Obama's visit to South Africa. Some burned American flags. The No Obama coalition is made up of the South African Communist Party, the Young Communist League of South Africa, South African Student Congress, the Congress of South African Trade Unions, and some other smaller groups. The president's visit to Senegal that focused on improving food security and promoting democratic institutions. Well, the Justice Department is investigating whether a retired 4-star general leaked classified information about a cyber attack against Iran. Danielle Nottingham has the latest details from Washington.
CBS News has learned the former number 2 at the Pentagon is now the target of a Justice Department leak investigation. Retired 4-star Marine General James Cartwright is being investigated for allegedly revealing details about a U.S. covert cyber attack on Iran's nuclear program. A New York Times reporter published some details about the program in a book last year. When the attack was exposed, President Obama vowed to find the source of the leak.
We have mechanisms in place where if we can root out folks who have leaked, they will suffer consequences.
The book describes how the Pentagon used a computer virus called Stuxnet to shut down nearly 1,000 Iranian centrifuges. It also reveals Israel's involvement. While Cartwright is now retired, 7 current or former government officials or contractors have been charged with leaking classified information during President Obama's time in office. The most recent case involves NSA leaker Edward Snowden. First Amendment expert Gene Policinski says this White House is aggressively going after anyone who gives away U.S. secrets.
You kind of have this perfect storm of a real threat, and I think an increased opportunity for people to leak, and an administration willing to take the political heat to go after those leakers.
Cartwright resigned from the military in 2011, shortly after he was cleared of misconduct involving a young female aide. Danielle Nottingham, News 2.
And keeping our eye on the economy, stocks are swinging between gains and losses after a 3-day rally, even with the recent market volatility. The S&P 500 index is up nearly 13% so far this year and is heading for its best half-year performance since 1998. Shares of BlackBerry maker Research in Motion are down more than 20% after the company reported a surprise loss last quarter. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. The Dow down 114, NASDAQ up 1, S&P down 6. Coming up on News 2, many are gearing up for the opening of Fredsville. The ribbon cutting and ceremonies are underway on Love City, St. John at the Cruiseway parking lot. We'll have the musical lineup that's coming up next. And many are gearing up for the opening of Fredsville. The ribbon cutting and ceremonies are currently underway in Love City, St. John at the Cruiseway parking lot. The village honoree is Edwin Fred Sr. Now, after the ribbon cutting ceremony, many will be sampling all the cultural delights from the various booths and vendors. The entertainment lineup is as follows. Tonight, it's Cool Sessions Brass, EI Crew, and Tizzy. Now, you're taking the stage for the opening night. That's tonight. Then on Saturday, June 29th, it's Carry Me, Spectrum Band, and Dominica's WCK. Sunday, June 30th, it's Volume and Pumpa and the Unit. They'll be keeping the crowd jamming. Then on Monday, July 1st, it's Poison and Daddy Jones. An exciting lineup is set for Tuesday, July 2nd, Express Band, Crossfire, Bungie Garland, Faye and Lions, and Asylum. On Wednesday, July 3rd, things heat up even more with Spectrum Band, Kess the Band, Small Axe. And then on Thursday, July 4th, Awi Band, Cool Sessions Brass, Roy Cape and Blacks featuring Benji and Denise Belfont and Patrice Roberts. Well, on Thursday, don't forget, July 4th, it's Juve time. That begins at 4 a.m. Then the festival parade at 11. The fireworks light up the sky during the fireworks display. That's at 9 p.m. at the Cruiseway Harbor. Well, the Relay for Life has been postponed, but on the bright side, you still have some time to sign up with a team or even form your own. The American Cancer Society says the event that was scheduled to take place this weekend on Saturday, June 29th and Sunday, June 30th, has been postponed due to the inclement weather, which is scheduled to continue to affect the area over the weekend. The new dates are set. It's Saturday, July 13th to Sunday, July 14th. The safety of all is the utmost concern for the organizers. ACS apologizes for any inconvenience that the postponement may cause. For additional information, you can call the ACS, that's the American Cancer Society's office, at 340-775-5373. Well, if you've been suffering from seasonal allergies, it's probably because of the large amounts of Sahara dust that has hit the territory in recent weeks. While this haze may not be a huge threat, doctors say that there is help for persons who have experienced allergies or respiratory ailments from the dust. News 2's Sean David files this report.
Have you been experiencing persistent allergy symptoms lately, such as a runny nose, itchy watery eyes, or even a shortage in breath? Chances are those symptoms are a result of the Sahara dust that has been present in the territory lately.
It does have a significant impact on allergy, and we do see sort of an increase, I think, with allergy issues.
Every summer, large amounts of dust, which originates from Africa, blows across the Atlantic Ocean, causing the usual clear blue skies of the Virgin Islands to turn hazy. Besides transforming the beautiful skies from blue to gray, doctors say it usually adds more ailments to an already rough season of allergy here in the territory.
As far as from an allergy standpoint, it's not the actual dust that's the issue per se, it's the dust mite that feeds on the dust. If you take dust from a house, right, where a family of 6 live, the dust inside the house will actually have more dust mite because it likes to feed on the human scales and that dust more so than the Sahara dust, but the Sahara dust does certainly have dust mite to it.
With the heavy influx of dust, pollen, and mold, what is one's first step towards knowing what type of allergen is affecting them?
Well, first, what we have to distinguish is what is the allergen, okay? Is it dust? Right now we have severely high mold count as well, and we're seeing pollination from grass. So someone who only has problems in the summertime, from a seasonal perspective, really we're looking at those 3 issues and trying to distinguish, because if we treat somebody for Sahara dust allergy and it ends up being a mold, we're completely way off track, and they're not going to get any better from especially immunotherapy or targeted therapy. Now, the medical standpoint, you'll still get some relief with some of the medicines that just decrease swelling and inflammation, but we still want to be on the mark with what we're treating.
Sean David, News 2.